Good afternoon, and thank you for attending Police Headquarters. I'm Constable Carolyn DeClute, and I am here today to introduce Homicide Detective Sergeant Susan Gomes, who will be providing an update on the Barry Sherman and Honey Sherman investigation.
Thank you for all attending this news conference today. At 11:44 a.m. on Friday, December the 15th, 2017, we responded to a 911 call to 50 Old Colony Road. Officers attended the address and located Barry Sherman and Honey Sherman deceased. Post-mortem examinations were conducted at the province's coroner's office forensic pathology unit by a forensic pathologist. The cause of death for both Shermans was ligature neck compression. The manner was undetermined, with the only presented options being double suicide, homicide-suicide, or double homicide. From the outset of this investigation, we have followed the evidence, and we were alive to the issue of an undetermined manner of death. The integrity of every homicide investigation is paramount. Facts guide our focus. Conjecture and speculation have no place. Each of the three manners, the options provided to us, were all equally considered as evidence presented itself. As a unit, with the assistance of many other areas of expertise within our service, we have so far spent thousands of hours on this investigation. Our partners include the province's coroner's office forensic pathology unit and many areas of discipline within the Centre of Forensic Sciences. We are in the process of attaining or have executed 20 judicial authorizations and searches. Legal complexities in some executions have been challenging, given the litigious nature of Barry Sherman's businesses, in particular the search and seizure of electronics in Barry Sherman's workspace at Apotex. 2 residential properties belonging to the Shermans have been searched. The primary Sherman residence is a 3-story family dwelling of a size warranting 6 weeks of searching, forensic review, and seizing of evidence. This morning, we returned the residence to the family. To date, close to 150 bulk or packaged items have been seized and are currently being reviewed and forensically analyzed. A total of 127 witness statements have been compiled, and this number continues to grow each day. Neighborhood canvasses have occurred in the area surrounding the Sherman residence. This has included the collection of approximately 4 terabytes of security video from both commercial and residential properties. There are approximately 500 hours in each of these terabytes. And finally, 348 investigative actions have been assigned and are being vigorously pursued. Contact with the immediate Sherman family has been consistent and ongoing. For them, it's been difficult to balance their patience with their frustration with us and our investigation, not unlike any other family who has suffered such a sudden and profound loss. They have been understanding, cooperative, and hopeful that this investigation can give them some answers. What we have come to learn so far in our investigation that I'm willing to confirm with you today is that Honey and Barry Sherman were last seen alive in the evening hours of Wednesday, December the 13th, 2017. Neither of the two had communicated with friends, family, or associates from that time frame until their discovery on Friday, December the 15th. There are no signs of forced entry on all access points to the home. Honey and Barry Sherman were found deceased in the lower level pool area, hanging by belts from a poolside railing in a semi-seated position on the pool deck. They were wearing their clothing. We believe now, through the 6 weeks of work review, we have sufficient evidence to describe this as a double homicide investigation, and that both Honey and Barry Sherman were in fact targeted. We will continue to focus exclusively on evidence with whatever resources are necessary. We ask anyone to come forward with anything they may think is valuable to the investigation, and we, along with the family, are grateful for all those that have done so thus far. Thank you.
Do you have any suspects in mind right now?
I'm not going to discuss the suspects, or any suspects, sorry. Pardon me?
What about possible motive?
I'm not going to discuss any motives.
What made you think that it was a homicide? What made you think that it was a homicide? I understand you can't go into all details, but there has to have been something.
6 weeks of evidence in its review.
At what point did you start the process?
Pardon me?
At what point during the 6 weeks of the investigation did you start to develop suspects and realize that there was potentially being a double?
We haven't developed any suspects outside of understanding that people are outstanding for, or a person is outstanding for this offense.
But at what point did you realize this was a homicide, double homicide?
Throughout the 6 weeks of review of the evidence, we've come to that conclusion.
Why did it take so long to tell the public?
I have said it's a double homicide, yes.
Why did it
Take you
take so
6
long
weeks
tell
to
the
do
public?
this, Detective Sergeant Gomes, given that, people in the community were concerned about their own safety. Are you saying that people have no reason to be worried that these people were specifically targeted and no one else is at any risk?
I'm saying that the Shermans were targeted in this event.
It was
You
part-
said whether there was like so little evidence in the home. I know you had mentioned no court entry, but I think a lot of people are trying to wrap their heads around why it took so long to come to that determination. Was there very little obvious evidence? Can you speak to that?
I've mentioned that the home was a size of which that it warranted 6 weeks of review.
Was there evidence spread out throughout the home?
I'm not going to discuss what we found in the home.
Obviously, you guys are faced with someone who knew how to do these things. Would you? Obviously, you guys are faced with someone who knew how to do these things. Are you looking for anybody that you know of, or no signs of forced entry? Obviously, someone who knew how to do that.
It's possible.
How important is that list of people that gained entry through the lockbox? People that went to look at this home that was for sale? Can you speak to that?
Anybody who's had access to that home in the last so many weeks and months leading up to that weekend and that day, those days, important to us, absolutely.
Are those people being looked at specifically? You must have a list of all the people that entered that home from the realtor.
We have a significant list of people that we're speaking to.
What are the surveillance video that you guys were able to see? Do you have any images of potential suspects at your disposal?
We have a significant amount of images of people in the neighborhood.
Do you believe you captured images of the individual or anything else to make comments?
We certainly believe that we've captured images of people that were in the neighborhood.
Certainly a number of names have been tossed around, speculation on who might be a person of interest in this case. Have you narrowed down a list of people of interest or persons of interest in this case?
We have an extensive list of people that we're looking forward to speaking to.
Can you
clarify, have you actually identified suspects? Do you know how many people you're looking for who may be responsible?
I'm not going to discuss
So you said
suspects.
that they were targeted. Does the evidence suggest that as a possibility it was a random attack, or do you believe that they were targeted?
I believe that they were targeted.
Is that because, I understand you can't discuss the evidence. Is that what the evidence suggests to you, that witnesses are saying, or how did you come to that conclusion?
I believe, in the 6 weeks of review of the evidence that we've retained, that they were targeted.
There was a pathologist test that was done that there were marks on Barry Honey Sherman's wrist. Is this something that was looked into as well?
I'm not going to discuss any other evidence with respect to anything outside of what I've already told you today.
Information that they were on this?
I have spoken to the second pathologist, forensic pathologist.
Do you believe
Well,
that
that
this
was
was...
only pathologist
Surveillance for any amount of time prior to their deaths by potential suspects?
It's possible.
Do you think that they were targeted by any business associates? These were indigenous entities in the business world. Do you think there is a connection to that?
It's possible.
Are you working with other police forces? Can you speak to that?
We always work with other police forces in any investigation that we engage in.
What about in this case, how many? Are there ones outside Canada?
Not thus far. Oh, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. We have, yes. By virtue of a second residence.
How many investigators are now part of this investigation? How big is it?
It's extensive. Like I said, we've relied a lot on the expertise of many units within our own service, and then it goes on out externally with our partnered agencies and death investigations in the province as a whole.
Criminal investigation, are you concerned about the private investigators sniffing around or running a parallel investigation? Does that cause you concern?
Absolutely not. They haven't distracted us from the get-go, and they will not distract us as we carry on.
Yeah, and I don't know, I'm talking about the compromising your investigation. Are you concerned about that, or doesn't it?
I'm not concerned about that.
In your experience as a homicide detective, Has this investigation been unusually long, unusually difficult in your experience?
No.
You said the cause of death was ligature neck compression. You put that out 2 days after, and today you confirmed to us that they were found hanging from belts in a semi-seated position down by the pool. Do you believe that's how they died, or were they put there after their death?
I'm not going to discuss that further evidence.
If there are no signs of forced entry, I assume the logical conclusion is that somebody either had a key or either lockbox or was known to the people in the house. Is that a reasonable assumption?
It's possible.
What's the next steps in the investigation?
We hope that through today's release that we'll garner a few more or a significant amount of witnesses. We have the 348 investigative actions to follow up on. We have all of our seized evidence that we have yet to review or certainly continue the submissions through the Center of Forensic Sciences, confirm with our expert partners in the field. I mean, it's endless.
How many people accessed the home via that lockbox? Because I know that I understand from sources that you were given a list of everyone who entered that home.
I can't tell you that number, but we have that list.
Is it dozens? Is it hundreds? Can you
It's a significant number.
Is there any evidence of anything being taken from the house, artwork, jewelry, anything like that? Or as far as you know, is everything intact, so it wasn't a theft?
I cannot tell you that.
One more question, please.
Detective,
One more question.
where the early murder-suicide theory came from, where the leak was from, has anyone being reprimanded for that?
I can't speak to that. I can tell you that I've been the officer in charge of this investigation from the moments that it occurred, or certainly when we got contacted, and I don't know where that came from.
Was that ever an early theory?
As I stated earlier, it was one of three, and one of three as it presented itself evidentiary in its evidence. Pardon me?
Not like a leading one.
They were reviewed equally and considered every day, the same manner every day.
Now, what are Gomes' family and how are they doing about this investigation coming to this finding?
They're happy in that it's still moving forward, and yet that yes, that at least some questions have been answered for them.
Were there marks on the wrist found in the first autopsy?
I have not discussed that today, and I won't be speaking to it.
Any signs of struggle? Any signs of
She
struggle?
made it very clear that she can't answer questions about evidence. Asking the same questions again and again
Okay.
will not make her discuss the evidence. Thank you very
Any
much.
signs of
Why did it
struggle?
take so long to tell the public?
Thank you.
That concludes today's conference. Thank you for everybody who attended.